Hello. So I haven't recorded a video in a while, and the reason I'm doing this one is because a few days ago I bought a DJI Phantom 3. Um, it arrived in the morning. Uh, I took it out around 10 o'clock in the morning. Uh, we went to Mumbles, which is in Swansea where I live. Took it up. It went up for about 15, 16 minutes. Amazing, amazing. If you check out my channel, which is or somewhere there, you'll be able to see that video. That went well. There was a problem with the gimbal. The gimbal wasn't. It was keeping it steady, sort of like forwards and backwards. So as the drone's moving, it was sort of steady like that. But going side to side, it was following it. So when I got it home, I did a gimbal auto calibration, and that fixed it. It was absolutely fine. So what happened then? It was about, I don't know, 6, 8 hours later. I decided to take it up again. So I recharged the battery. I had two batteries. So I decided to take it up again. So I came home. I was in town. Opened it up. Took it into my garden, which I'll show you there. So it's a lovely day in Swansea. And it was sort of around here that I launched it. Yeah, it was just getting dark and the sky was red, and I thought it's going to look really good. I can see my house. Take a photo of my house. Take a photo of the sunset. It would be amazing. I looked at the weather. It was quite cold. It was about 13 degrees. And there was no wind where I was standing at all. So I thought, okay, we'll give it a go. So I started her up, launched it, took it about 60 meters, 80 meters up, directly above my house. So I'm looking at the live view and I can see my street and my house. And I get a warning on the tablet saying something like, due to the temperature, the power has been reduced to save the battery, or something to do with the battery. So then what happened was the drone started being pushed away from the house, south towards the sea. I live about a quarter of a mile from the ocean, so in the Bay of Swansea. So the drone starts pulling away, and I'm looking at the video and I'm looking at the GPS of where the drone is, and it's over the street behind. It's getting further and further away. So I turn it now to face back at my house, and I'm pushing the stick to get it to come back to me. But because the power had dropped to how much I don't know, it didn't seem a lot. The drone wasn't making any real effort to, you can see when it banks to come back. So it wasn't moving at all. And every input I was doing, the wind at that height was forcing it further and further away. All I was doing was slowing it ever so slightly. So anyway, got to the main road. The drone was above the main road. Then you've got beach, sea. So at this point, every input I was doing into the controller was having no effect whatsoever. I tried the go home button, and that did nothing. Again, it wouldn't work against the wind. So I jumped in the car as quick as I could. I shot down to the beach, stopped the car. I had my controller, pardon me. I had my controller, my tablet, and I could see the drone. It was probably a quarter of a mile away, out over the bay. It was getting darker, but I could see the flashing lights, you know. And it's getting further and further and further and further away. And I'm holding the stick up the entire time, hoping and praying that it's going to kick back and it's going to come back. And nothing. It just kept getting further and further away. The only input that had any effect was up and down. So I started dropping the drone down. At this point, it was at about 90 meters, if I remember rightly. So I thought, if I drop the drone down, maybe whatever sort of current of wind that's pushing it might not be so strong at that level. And I was right. As I dropped it, I got down to 20 meters and it started coming back. So pushing up on the right stick, the drone still wasn't still on full power. It kept saying on the screen, reduced power, but it was moving slowly back. Looking at the GPS, it had gone two kilometers away out at sea. It got back to 1.2 kilometers from the shore, from the beach, and the battery was on 2%. And it was then I realised my drone's gonna be in the sea. So you're in denial at first. You know, I'm watching the battery go down, but once it gets to 2% and you're sort of just under 1.5 kilometers away, you just know it's going in. So I was watching the video signal and I could see it was quite close to the water anyway. And then I got another warning saying that the drone is landing. For safety reasons, the drone is auto landing. And I'm holding the stick up, which is stopping it landing, and I'm still pushing forward and it's creeping back in, but you know, I know it's going. And next thing I see are bubbles on the screen, on my tablet. I see bubbles and then darkness and then nothing, gone. It was in the sea, it was in the water. So what do? We live in Swansea here, so we've got a massive tidal range, which means the tide goes in and out a huge amount. So all I could do then really was wait until the low tide and walk out to see if I could find it and at least retrieve my SD card or sell it for parts or whatever. So we did that. A friend and me did that. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. Nothing. It was gone. It was gone. The sea was going out when it landed. So, you know, I think it's in the Bristol Channel somewhere. It's gone. It's gone. If anybody sees it and sees my house in Swansea on the SD card, please contact me. Send the SD card back. Okay, so what's the takeaway? What have I learnt? Well, I've learnt this, and I watched every single video on this drone. I saw every single one. I've read all the blogs, I've read everything. You can fly the Phantom 3 in wind up to a certain speed, okay? But what none of them tell you is that if it's cold, it'll drop, the power will drop. So the wind recommendation goes out the window, because let's say, for example, the recommended wind speed is 15 miles an hour. You can fly in 15 miles an hour. So the drone does 35 miles an hour. So we got a 35 mile an hour drone with a 15 mile an hour headwind, which means the drone is moving at 20 miles an hour. Okay, so I can get it back to where I am, yeah, in a headwind. Now, if there's a 15 mile an hour wind and the drone's on less power, so it's on half power, well, the drone's only doing just over 15 miles an hour then. So you take that thing, you know, a mile away and you're on 50% battery, there's no way you're getting it back. There is no way that that's coming back in time. And that's what they don't tell you. That's what nobody is saying. So really, this video is a warning for you not to take it out in any wind, any significant wind at all, if the temperature is below 15 degrees. You know, you can buy little battery warmers, but as soon as that battery goes into the drone, well, then it's not being warmed. It's gonna give you this warning. It's gonna drop the temperature, and it's gonna cut the power. So yeah, really, that's all I can say is take a look at my videos. You can see the first video, but that's it. So currently I have some bits on eBay that I'm left with, but the drone is gone. It's currently the end of February now, and there's rumours that the Phantom 4 will be out in April. So I guess I'll just have to have a look at how much that is, and go from there. So thanks for watching. Oh, one last thing. Sorry, the video's not edited. I've just got my laptop with my little webcam on my Mac. My main editing computer is still away. We moved house and blah blah blah. So apologies for that. Take care. Please subscribe and goodbye.